Um, Today I want to talk about the ongoing battle between organic food and non organic food. And, you know, we often hear non organic believers and marketers and manufacturers say, well, the government allows so much pesticides per ounce or per whatever in your food. It's permissible, it's not going to hurt you. What they do not tell you is that these pesticides do not piss and shit out of your body very easy. They accumulate in your organs, your liver and pancreas and spleen and other parts. So while one dose of broccoli sprayed with an incredibly amount of pesticides may not harm you in that moment, if you keep eating non-organic produce and other foods, you are going to accumulate that over time in your body because it just stays in your body, a lot of it, and it will, in fact, begin to affect internal organs. Now, I want to tell you a couple stories out of my own life, which are kind of interesting and humorous, and funny at the same time, sad, but I guess funny also. Many years ago, I was in a health food store in Santa Cruz, California, and I noticed above the artichokes was a sign that says, "Don't eat anything but organic artichokes." And I thought, well, yeah, I understand that, but that's a little odd that the artichokes had that sign above it, but none of the other organic produce had that sign above it. And it very plainly said, do not only eat organic artichokes. So I asked the produce guy, I said, why do you only have a sign over the artichokes? And he said, well, you know, right near here is the Castro Valley, which is the artichoke capital of the world. He said, if you ever happen to be driving down through the Castro Valley, look out among the fields and look at the workers in the artichoke fields, picking the artichokes, and you will see they're all wearing these rain slickers, you know, like you used to wear when you were a little kid. You know, from head to toe, they're covered to protect themselves from the very highly toxic chemicals that they spray the artichokes with. So I thought, well, you know what? I think I'm going to go down and check that out. So a couple of weeks later, I drove down to the Castro Valley and through the artichoke fields, and sure enough, I looked out and all these workers from head to toe, hat, slickers, gloves, boots, looked like a bunch of little yellow bees out there working in the fields, but they were all covered with those, you know, kind of like those rain slickers we used to, like I said, wear when we were little kids going to school and it rained. And I thought, my God, if these workers have to protect themselves from all this toxic stuff they're spraying on the artichokes, well, we're eating that stuff. So that made a lot of sense that they had this sign over the artichokes. Now, fast forward a few years, I'm in San Rafael, California. And I'm in performing arts school. And I'm on the way to class, and I'm really in a hurry, so I stop off at the health food store. I buy a sandwich and some raw broccoli, organic broccoli, of course. And I run into the bathroom to wash the broccoli off real quick, go back out to my car, and as I'm driving, I'm, to class, I'm eating the sandwich, and as soon as I put the organic broccoli in my mouth, I just spit it out. It had such a horrific taste to it. And I thought, my God, they must have made a mistake. They must have put some, non-organic broccoli in with the organic broccoli, because this surely tastes like it has a bunch of chemicals on it. So obviously I didn't continue to eat it. Excuse me. But the next day, I returned to the health food store, and I went to the produce manager and I said, what in God's name do you have on the organic broccoli? Or did you make a mistake and put non-organic broccoli in with the organic broccoli? And he said, no, it's actually what they spray the organic produce with. And he said, what I would like for you to do, rather than me explain it to you, here's a number. And he gave me a number, and the number was of a place called Star Root Farms. And this is many years ago. I don't even know if they're still in existence, but he said, call them and they will tell you why your organic broccoli tastes the way it does. So I call him up, and the person I talked to, he says, well, what we do on the organic produce is we zap all the insects and collect all the bugs that fly around the produce and land on the produce. We catch it and zap them, and we turn them all into bug juice. We scrunch them up and munch them up and liquefy them and turn them into bug juice and make a liquid out of it. Then we spray that liquid on all the produce. And then what that does is the live insects will not land on the produce that is covered with the juice of their dead relatives. Now, that almost makes you want to throw up just thinking about it, And he says, it's harmless. It's not going to bother you. You just have to wash your organic produce very well to get the so-called bug spray or bug juice spray off of the produce. And obviously I had not washed the organic broccoli very well when I was in a hurry to get to class, and that's why I got such a bad taste in my mouth. Now, I don't know if they still use that practice today of spraying dead bug juice on the organic produce to keep the live bugs away from it, and insects as their form of natural pesticide. I don't know if they still do that practice today. But I remember thinking, geez, well, that's not really appetizing, but you got a choice between dead bug juice, which you could certainly clean off, or toxic poisonous chemicals that actually stay. It's almost impossible, by the way. You can wash and wash and wash and wash, and it's almost impossible to get toxic chemicals off your fruits and vegetables and produce. It is in the soil, and it gets into the heart of the plant and the root of the plant and the produce, and it's almost impossible to get it out. So when I thought, well, if I have a choice between dead bug juice and toxic poisonous chemicals on my vegetables, I think, in fact, I will choose the bug juice. So please don't forget to check out my other podcast on all kinds of different subjects. So thanks a lot for listening. This is Carson Roberts with Up the Downstairs.